Let me get my hydration.
Like you're in good spirits. Are you? How worried are you? Are you even worried about? You got a little time off right now, because sometimes you can have that time off, and how do you just jumpstart everything in the next few days?
No, I think our preparation has been really, really good. I think the guys can use this time off, especially the young guys that have been grinding in the preseason. But just to get a few days to stay off our feet. I mean, we're all professionals here. We'll all be working out. We'll be taking care of our bodies. Hopefully, I definitely will be getting a lot of rest, get my lifts in, and all that. But I think it's really important to be able to get off your feet for a few days when you won't really get that time at all coming up until maybe bye week or whatever. But yeah, I think we prepared really well. Coach put an emphasis on coming in Monday and not starting slow and making sure that we're ready to go. You can't have that period where you're getting back into things or whatever. You got to show up ready to go. So it's really imperative to take care of your body, do everything you need to. I'm sure there'll be tons of guys here working out and getting treatment and all that. So I think everybody's ready.
But you do know if this team is going to be successful, you have to have individually a great year.
Yeah, I mean. Definitely, every year I want to play great. I want to help my team, and I think more than ever, I just want to win some games. So, doing my job is, I think, more important than ever. Obviously, I want to be dynamic and make plays and all that, but I think just being most of a team player as I can be while still going out there and being myself and making these plays. But I think with the talent we have, especially with K-Mac on the other side, if we just do our thing, stay consistent, then we'll both be successful.
That idea, this season more than ever before, you want to win. That mindset, how has that sort of changed, like your approach, if at all, this offseason and training camp and everything?
Not much. I mean, when I say that, it's not like I didn't want to win before, but as I get older, the opportunities they get smaller and smaller when you're a rookie. You got your whole career ahead of you. But yeah, it's just the personal goals and the personal accolades. Just as I feel like as you get older, just don't quite mean as much. Obviously, winning Defensive Player of the Year would be an honor and all that, but going there with your team, with your friends, with your brothers that you build the connection with, I think, is a much more lasting accomplishment. And I mean, I won a state championship, won a national championship, so to be able to, be the best in the world. I know whoever just said the NBA champs are world champs, so I guess we're national champions. But yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, it would be incredible. But just going on that journey and trying to enjoy the ride, I think, is the most important part.
Has that been like a natural sort of progression for you, or did Khalil come in over kind of influence that sort of change in mindset for you?
No, I think he's obviously helped, but I think I've had vets. I mentioned Linval a lot, where they're so outgoing and they care so much about everybody else, and obviously they want to play great themselves, but it's more about bringing up the guys around. I mean, Linval, I always talk about if I ever had a bad attitude or wasn't ready to go, he would give it to me and get me ready to go, and just that energy and camaraderie. Being with guys for longer, I just I feel a lot closer, and I think it's maybe a maturity thing a little bit, but yeah, I kind of forget what the original question was. I was rambling. I haven't done that in a while.
Just if it had been a natural, you answered it. Natural progression, or
okay, good.
If Khalil had sort of sparked that.
No, yeah, I mean Khalil, of course he's helped that. But yeah, like I said, I feel. I've always had friends in the locker room, of course, and I still talk to guys that have left. But it just feels like a really tight group that, we're out getting dinner, we're watching the fights, we're doing this and that, and it feels like we're really growing close, and, we want to play well for each other.
So how do you convey that urgency to the younger guys to make the most of this window before some years pass and then the realization kicks in?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell your younger self or your younger guys all you want, but it's a process, and I feel like the way you learn best is through experience and going through it yourself. But I mean, the young guys that we have and the rookies, I think the main thing is we just have to lead by example and show it through our actions. And when you have really great rookies like we do, especially Thule and the guys that made it, Brev and Andrew, they're not followers, but they're great at taking in information and listening and you know, making the best of it. So yeah, I feel great about the younger guys in our locker room. And like I said, just try to lead by example and never always try to bring the positive energy, which is, it's not easy as the season goes on, but it's important for, you know, the younger guys in the vibe of the locker room.
You mentioned how close you guys are getting on defense. A lot of that, I presume, is just the continuity that you guys have on that side of the ball year over year. Like, what does that type of continuity do for a group on the field, off the field, but just like in terms of how you guys are as a group?
Yeah, I mean, the more time you get to spend together, the more you get to go through. And I feel like I missed a lot of it last year, obviously, with my injury. But it also comes down to me getting older, and we have, you know, a lot of 7-8 year guys in that room. So I think it's just, as you get older, you realize how precious it is, like, to have that connection and have that bond in the locker room. And sometimes when you're younger, you may be going in, getting your stuff done, going out, leaving, going, doing your own thing. At least that was my experience a little bit. But you don't want to take for granted I mean, these are the times you're going to miss, spending time with your friends, making jokes. And then you get a guy like Nick to come in, who's the funniest guy ever, and another great nose guard vet. I feel like I've hit the lottery with me, Bane, Linval, and now Nick. So it's, oh, I just heard my name. But yeah, it's, I think just the importance of spending time together and realizing that, you know, when this is all said and done, that you won't really have those connections. I mean, of course you'll have connections with people, but it'll never be the same. I mean, we have CJ from Nigeria coming in, and we're sitting in the hot tub and talking to him about whatever. Where are you going to find that other than a sports locker room? It's amazing. That got me thinking a little bit about it today. So just trying not to take the time for granted. And obviously the more time you spend together, unless you start hating each other a little bit, but it seems we're going in the right direction.